Let's look at multiplication and look at equal groups, okay? On your screen, we have a modified multiplication chart here, okay? So these are your factors. So think about your factors as the two numbers that you're multiplying. So the black numbers are your factors. So 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, and so on. The black numbers are your factors. The colored numbers, which are purple on this one, are your products or your answers. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10, and so on as we go down the multiplication chart. Okay? Another way you could do this is look at jumps on the multiplication chart. And we're going to go across. So let me show you what I mean. If I have the problem of 2 times 4, I want to find the product of two groups of 4. I'm going to go to my multiple or factor of 2, and I'm going to do 4 jumps. Jump 1, jump 2, jump 3, jump 4. I have my product of 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay. Today's lesson, we're going to practice mostly looking at equal groups to multiply, but I'm also going to have the multiplication chart for us to check our answers and also learn how to use that multiplication chart. Okay. So let's look at our first example. I had the problem 2 times 7, right? So I have two groups of 7. I have two groups. I'm going to draw my two groups. 1, 2. Okay, there's my two groups. I have groups of 7. So that means my first group is going to have 7 in it. My second group is going to have 7 in it. I'm going to put 7 in each group. Group 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Group 2 gets 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to count the total number of stars in all. So all of the groups. Ready? Let's count. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my product is 14. I had 14 stars altogether. Two groups of 7 is 14. Okay, let's look at another example. What if I have two groups of 3? I want to know what the product is of two groups of 3. Let's start by drawing a picture. I'm going to draw my picture of two groups. One group, two groups. Okay? In each of my groups, I'm going to have 3 stars because it's two groups of 3. Let's put 3 in my first group. 1, 2, 3. Let's put 3 in my second group. 1, 2, 3. Now that we've drawn a picture of two groups and 3 in each group, let's see how many stars I have altogether. Let's count. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Altogether, we have 6 stars. So our answer is 6. This time, I'm going to use my modified multiplication chart up here at the top to check my answer. I'm doing multiples of 2 3 times. So here's my factor of 2 I'm going to start with, and I'm going to do 3 jumps from there. Jump 1, 2, 3. My answer is 6. So two groups of 3 equals 6. The next one I'd like you to do with me. So go ahead and pull out that paper and pencil and write this equation down on your paper. 2 times 5. Write that down. Now let's draw our picture. It's asking me, what is 2 groups of 5? How many is it? So I'm going to start with my groups. 2 groups. Make sure your groups are big enough to put your stars in. I have groups of 5. So my first group is going to get 5 stars. My second group is going to get 5 stars. Let's put 5 stars in my first group. 2, 3, 4, 5. Put 5 stars in your first group. We need 5 stars in our second group also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check your picture and see that it looks something like mine. You have 2 circles, those are your groups, and 5 in each group. Now, we want to know how much is 2 groups of 5. So let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you guys get 10? Good. All right, so 2 groups of 5 equals 10. I'm going to go up to my multiplication chart and I'm going to check my answer. So my factors of 2, that's where I'm starting, my factors of 2. And I have groups of 5, so I'm going to do 5 jumps. Ready? 1, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps. I landed on the number 10. So we multiply correctly and 2 groups of 5 equals 10. Okay, let's do another one together. Write this problem down on your paper. Two times 8. I'm looking at 2 groups of 8 and I want to find out how many in all of 2 groups of 8. Let's start by drawing our picture. 2 groups of 8, so I need 2 groups. Remember, make those circles big enough to put your counters in. Groups of 8, so my first group has 8, my second group has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 in my first group. Let's put 8 in your next group also. Take a minute and finish your picture of 2 groups of 8. Now let's count and see how many stars I have all together in my 2 groups of 8. Ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2 groups of 8 equals 16 altogether. I'm going to use my modified multiplication chart to check my answer. I'm multiplying by 2 and I'm multiplying by 2 8 times. So that means I'm going to do 8 jumps. Ready? 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps, 6 jumps, 7 jumps, 8 jumps. I got 16. So 2 groups of 8 is 16. Okay? I jumped 8 times to get to 16. I want to show you one more using just the multiplication chart and not the circles and stars. So if I have 2 groups of 10, I want to find out how many altogether. And I want to use just my multiplication chart. I can do that. I'm doing multiples of 2, right? So my factor is 2. My other factor is 10. So I'm doing 2 groups of 10. So that means I'm going to find my factor of 2, and I'm going to jump 10 times. Watch. Ready? 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps, 6 jumps, 7 jumps, 8 jumps, 9 jumps, 10 jumps. What number did I land on? Right, we landed on the number 20. 2 groups of 10 equals 20. Okay, and if we're still unsure, you can still do those equal groups just to double check you did your jumping correctly. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to look at multiples of 4 this time. All right, so there we go. All right, multiples of 4. We're going to look at the same process. Here is my modified multiplication chart. Okay, we're going to do our circles and stars with our groups of to practice multiplying by 4. All right, now here's my first example. I have 4 groups of 6. Right? Now look at my equation. I want to know what 4 groups of 6 equals. So I have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. In each of those groups, I am putting 6 because I want to know what 4 groups of 6 equals. So let's put 6 in our first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My second group also is going to get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My third group is going to get 6. And my last group is going to have 6. All right, so I have 6 stars in each of my 4 groups. My picture represents 4 groups of 6. I want to know what is the total of 4 groups of 6. Let's count all of my stars. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. My answer is 24. So 4 groups of 6 equals 24. Now, I'm going to use my modified multiplication chart to multiply just like I did with the 2's. So my factor is 4. My other factor is 6. I'm going to do 6 jumps on my multiplication chart to find my answer. So start at 4. Ready? We're going to do our jumps. 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps, 5 jumps, 6 jumps. I landed on the number 24. 4 groups of 6 equals 24. Right? Let's look at another one. Write this one down on your paper for me. 4 times 3. 4 groups of 3. Let's draw our equal groups to solve our problem. I have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw your 4 groups. It's groups of 3, so each group is going to have 3 stars. Go to your first group and put your 3 stars in. 1, 2, 3. Go to your second group, put your 3 stars in. 1, 2, 3. Go to your third group, put 3 stars in your third group. And finally, your fourth group also has 3 stars. Now that you're done your picture, look at your picture you drew of 4 groups of 3 and how many stars do you have all together? Let's count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 groups of 3 equals 12. Right? 4 groups of 3 equals 12. So, to check my answer, I am going to use my modified multiplication chart. I have my factor of 4. My other factor is 3, and that tells me I'm going to do 3 jumps. So I'm going to start at my beginning, and let's do 3 jumps. Ready? 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps. I landed at the number 12. Okay, so 4 groups of 3 equals 12. Excellent job. Let's do one more together. So clear your paper or get another piece. If I have 4 groups of 7, let's start by drawing my groups. I have 4 groups. Draw 4 groups on your paper. Make sure they're big enough to put your stars in. All right, 4 groups of 7. So that means your first group has 7, your second group has 7, your third group has 7, your fourth group has 7. Let's put 7 stars in each group. Go to your first group and add 7 stars. 1, continue putting 7 stars in each group until all 4 of your groups have a total of 7 stars in each group. Now, let's go ahead and see how many stars we have all together. Ready? Count your stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 4 groups of 7 is 28. Write your answer. Now focus on the screen with me looking at our modified multiplication chart. Our multiplication chart comes in handy when we have bigger numbers that we're multiplying, okay? Like multiplying with 7. Because if I messed up on my stars or put too little, too less, or maybe when I was counting, I accidentally counted 1 twice, sometimes my answer is wrong. So with larger numbers, I like to go back to my multiplication chart, okay? So if I have 4 groups of 7, I might factor of 4, and my other factor is 7. So I'm doing 4 groups of 7. I'm going to do 7 jumps. Ready? Jump 1, jump 2, jump 3, jump 4, jump 5, jump 6, jump 7. And I landed on the number 28. So 4 groups of 7 equals 28. Okay, we look at our multiplication charts, and it's skip counting, friends. And you guys are learning to skip count anyway. All right, along with when you are multiplying. So if I'm looking at the number 2 and I'm counting by twos, skip counting by twos, the more I practice, the better I get. And that's what's also good about a multiplication chart. Okay, so count with me. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So each time we said a number, it was 2 more than the number before, okay? Let's skip count by twos again. You ready? Say the numbers with me. Off we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. You guys all multiply by twos. And we can actually do the same thing. We multiply by fours. Ready? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, and 48. For your next couple of practice problems, you are going to be asked to find out how many by drawing your groups of something, okay? So drawing your circles and your stars as best you can. Each problem will have a multiplication chart up at the top to help you to either check your answer, or if you want to try doing this jumping on the multiplication chart. It's up to you, okay? But make sure you're able to tell your teachers how you solved it or show us how you solved it by showing us your work, okay? Great job, friends.